Welcome in, New England Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest Patriots news and rumors as we're talking about a feud between Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. Also, we'll look at some potential Patriots wide receiver targets, not named DeAndre Hopkins. We'll examine the possibility of bringing in Hunter Renfrow as well as Jarvis Landry coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, we are in a race to 5,000 subscribers as we're taking on the NFL Draft Channel here at Chat Sports. We have been kicking ass and taking names around here as we defeated all the brand new channels, and now our next opponent is the Draft Channel. And nothing personal against the NFL Draft Channel. We just want to get there first because we want to represent the best fans in the National Football League and continue to grow this thing. Our promise to you has been the more subscribers we get, the more content we'll bring you. We've been doing just that, and there's still a lot of more exciting things in the works. Let's get to 5,000 subs before football season. Subscribe now for free today, youtube.com/Patriots Today, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Where we'll begin today, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. It's been a fascinating relationship between these two over the years, and now we might be at a breaking point of some sorts. Reports going on of the ongoing tension between the Patriots head coach and the Patriots owner. And if we go back a while back, let's start with what Robert Kraft had to say about his head coach, and then we'll get to the report from Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. Here's first from Robert Kraft. I'd like him to break Don Shula's record, but I'm not looking for any of our players to get great stats. We're about winning and doing whatever we can to win, and that's what our focus is now. And it's very important to me that we make the playoffs, and that's what needs to happen this next year. So the goal is simple. For an organization that's won 6 Super Bowls with the greatest head coach of all time and an owner in Robert Kraft, I think he's actually being pretty reasonable of what the Patriots have been through the last few years to say, you know what, we just need to make the playoffs. If Belichick makes the playoffs, wins a playoff game and all that, then everything's A-okay. Then you move forward and you have some progress towards next season. But if they don't make the playoffs and have another just subpar year, then I think that it is perfectly reasonable to ask Belichick, just make the postseason. Just try to win a playoff game. And if not, then sure, I can understand making a change of some sort. I'm not saying you have to straight up fire Bill Belichick, but if he wants to retire or go another direction, if it's time to break up this marriage, then I think that would be understood after the last few years since Tom left town of just being okay but not great. Mike Florio provided more context as far as this situation goes. This is what Florio had to say. Hidden in this back and forth is an old-fashioned pissing match, which with Belichick trying to subtly shift blame for post-Brady struggles to Kraft for not spending, and Kraft pushing it back to Belichick for not asking for the money to be spent. At some point, a significant stretch of failure wipes out a history of excellence. At some point, the past will have faded from the rearview mirror. At some point, Kraft will decide to turn the page, and he'll be more likely to do it sooner than later if Belichick keeps trying to blame Kraft for failures that, in Kraft's mind, trace only to Belichick. And so you can see this comes down to money and the argument of money being spent. Belichick claiming that he's not allowed to spend the money that he should, and the pissing match back and forth. Nonetheless, the numbers speak for themselves of what Bill Belichick has been with and without Tom Brady. The golden era of Patriots football, the greatest dynasty of all time from 2001 to 2019. Brady and Belichick, no better duo ever, as you well know. 219 wins, 31 playoff wins, 17 playoff appearances, 9 AFC championships, 6 Super Bowl titles. And since then, the last 3 seasons, it has been a lot different with 25 total wins. No playoff wins, just 1 playoff appearance, and obviously no AFC championships or no Super Bowls at this point. So the pressure is on Bill Belichick to get it right, to get this thing figured out, and we know it's not going to be easy. When you look at this division in the AFC East with the Bills as talented as they are, the Dolphins and the Jets got better, look out. So Will this be Belichick's final season with the Patriots? Now that we know, we sit here today, and I think we confidently say to ourselves, if they don't make the playoffs, Belichick's not back. What do you think? Will this be the last hoorah for Bill Belichick? Will this be the last go-round, or are we going to move on with this marriage and see this thing continue going forward? Let us know what you think in the comment section. It's our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Get your votes in. Y for yes, in for no. Will this be Belichick's final season in New England? Let me know what you think. Last word on Sports.com. They named Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Hunter Renfrow as a top candidate to land with the New England Patriots. We know that the Raiders have been shopping Hunter Renfrow ever since they brought in Jacoby Myers, and also the similarities between the Raiders and the Patriots, with the Raiders bringing in a lot of Patriots players and personnel with what Josh has done over there with that organization. And so what about the other way around? What about bringing Hunter Renfrow in? We know that the Patriots want to upgrade the receiver position, that they have some good receivers, but they want to take another step up. D-Hop obviously is the number one target, but if not him, or maybe even another option of some sorts, is Hunter Renfrow a possibility for New England? Here's more from Last Word on Sports. The addition of Jacoby Myers heavily implies that Josh McDaniels thinks he's an upgrade from Hunter Renfrow. If that's the case, then trading the former fifth-round pick makes all the sense in the world, and there should be plenty of teams interested in adding a reliable option in the short part of the field. You know, I remember when Hunter Renfrow was coming out of Clemson, and he himself said that he was going to be a future Patriots wide receiver, that he was destined one day to play for New England. And when you look at the guys like Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola, wasn't the script? If the NFL is scripted, wouldn't the script be written for Hunter Renfrow to be the next guy in New England? Even if you bring in DeAndre Hopkins, I don't hate the idea at all of bringing in Hunter Renfrow. And this is a guy that he's not as old as you think. Yeah, sure, we saw him win a couple national titles with the Clemson Tigers back in 2016 and 2018. But he still is entering the prime years of his NFL career at this point. Fifth-round pick back in 2019, Pro Bowler in 2021. Had a down year last year, but I'm telling you, I don't think you would have to give up a whole lot for Hunter Renfrow, and we could see him take a huge step in his career. I mean, think about this. We always talk about the glory days and the golden years of this New England Patriots franchise and trying to get back to that, right? And you go back to the infamous undefeated season when what did they do? They didn't just bring in Randy Moss, but they brought in Wes Welker as well. Maybe in this case, you're looking at you bring in DeAndre Hopkins and you also bring in Hunter Renfrow. Maybe that's a possibility potentially for the Patriots here. The career stats for Hunter Renfrow, as you can see, last year was a down year. Played in 10 games, had just over 300 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. But in 2021, he was fantastic with over 100 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Very good slot possession receiver. And if you're trying to find a safety net for Mac Jones, Hunter Renfrow might be a good option to do just that. So, weigh in the comment section. What do you think? Should the Patriots trade for Hunter Renfrow? Tell me in the comment section what you think. T for trade, P for pass. Tell me what you think about this possibility. Should New England bring in Hunter Renfrow or not? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Folks, we are selling Patriots jerseys, including rookie Christian Gonzalez, on sale now at chatsports.com/PatsJersey. Whether it's the white, the red, the blue, we have all of them on sale now to support the new star rookie for the New England Patriots. And maybe you want somebody else besides Christian Gonzalez, and that's okay too. We have plenty of other options of some of your favorite Patriots players, past and present, that you can get at chatsports.com/PatsJersey. Get yours today while supplies last, right in time for the NFL season. That's chatsports.com/PatsJersey. Another name that is being linked to the New England Patriots. Heavy.com says that New England could sign Jarvis Landry as a fallback plan. Got to have a fall guy, as Chris Carter once said. A potential other option, if they can't get DeAndre Hopkins, go for free agent Jarvis Landry. Here's more from Heavy.com. If the Patriots fail to land prize free agent wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, other viable options exist in free agency. Five-time Pro Bowler Jarvis Landry, 30, hasn't landed with a team yet, and he still has something left to offer. Landry still averages more than 10 yards per reception amid his decline. He would add quality depth to the Patriots' receiving room at a low cost, considering his $3 million contract with the New Orleans Saints last season. Now, I've said on this program many times before, and I'll continue to reiterate, I'm all for getting receiver help. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins would be your first option. Then if you can't get him, maybe it's a Cortland Sutton, maybe it's a Hunter Renfrow. I'm not opposed to bringing in Jarvis Landry at all, but to me, that's like my last resort. If I can't get D-Hop or some of those other guys we mentioned, then we're taking a visit to Dick's last resort and adding Jarvis Landry basically at that point. That's the last option. That's the last thing I want to do. And not only have we seen the decline with Jarvis Landry, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy either. Those are the two big problems of why he would be the last thing I would do. I would do it if I had to, but there's other guys I'd rather bring in than Jarvis Landry, quite frankly. Jarvis has had a nice career, though. Five-time Pro Bowler from 2015 to 2019. And he led the league in receptions back in 2017. Most recently played for the Saints, also played for the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins. He's been successful in multiple systems over his career at this point in time. So we'll see ultimately where Jarvis Landry ends up, if it's in New England or not. The last 4 seasons for Jarvis Landry, you have to go back to 2019 for his last 1,000-yard season when he had close to 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, and about 14 yards a reception. 2020 he had over 800 yards, and then in 2021, 570 and then 272 last year in 9 games played with the New Orleans Saints. So before we go, name a player the Patriots should sign in NFL free agency, whether it's Jarvis Landry or somebody else. Tell me what you think in the comments section, a player the Patriots should sign. Hit me up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Also, just join Threads as well. And it's all the same username, @TylerJonesLive. You can follow me on all of those platforms, and I'll see you next time right here on Patriots Today. Thanks for joining.